So now you can see where I'm at. Back where kind of a lot of stuff started in reality. I had a lot of cool things happen in my business up until the need to be here in 2017. This place changed a lot of things, and it wasn't something I was intending to happen, but it was one of those scenarios that things just kind of blew up, and I explain it in this. You guys want to get your hands on this. It's kind of hard to see. You can actually get all of these. You can get the electronic versions. Go to quitjerkingoff.com. So we're going to get this, right? So quitjerkingoff.com. Let's go there right now, actually. Let's kind of go there together, and you can see what you can get and be able to download this for free. Let me see here. There we go. All right, here you go. Make sure you spell it right. I think I have actually, yeah, you can get quit jerking off and quitjerkingoff.com. For some reason, it points to that one. But so here you go. You can get these here. That will get you these 4 books that I just showed you. So check those out. They're a little bit out of order, but check them out. Or if you want to go to Amazon and just order them, right? You can get the actual books themselves. Mini books, what they were is they were a compilation. There's actually one book, 370 pages. But what I did was, thank you, Jim. I was at the Admirals Club in Dallas on a flight, hanging out for a layover, and Jim and I were talking. Jim Cartwright, my cousin, brother-in-law, badass son bitch out here in Missouri. And he said, hey, why don't you just break it up into chapters being their own little book? So that's what we have, these little dime novel style. There's 8 of them, only 4 published so far. But it goes into deeper stuff that's in here. If you haven't got it, get your hands on it. And if you don't, couldn't recognize the spot right behind me here, this is where this was taken and painted from. So, and then there's the back cover, which is the door right over here of me exiting with the chainsaw. There's a reason why I exit with the chainsaw. You'll be able to get the last page, find out for yourself. But let's talk about the market today. So non-farm payrolls hit and blew everything out of the water. They're expecting 85,000 jobs. They end up getting in April, they end up getting 115. That's a monster swing. But what's crazy about that is how do we have that many jobs, that monster swing into jobs, but you're looking at the unemployment rate is still the same at 4.3%. So there's some misgivings in what's happening in the reporting. So not certain why that is and why that is coming out that direction. But then you also look at the claims, initial claims, as far as the jobless claims that happened this week. They were 190,000 previous reading, which was revised up from 189,000. There was a forecast of 195, but it was actually 200,000. So the initial claims went up. Continuing claims stayed exactly the same, 1.77 million previously to now 1.77 again. So continuing claims, new claims, and unemployment rate, but yet payrolls go way up. Are they paying more? Is that what's happening? Or we're having an increase in wages to keep fewer people? That's a potential. I'm not 100% certain if that's the case, but that could be the case. So that's the only thing I can think of. But let's see what effect it had on the bonds. Monster effect today and what happened in the bonds. So we saw what we were experiencing this last week, right? Where we peaked out and everything was working its way down, and it worked through this channel, it opened up on the channel, went way down, bounced off of a couple levels of support actually, and then just kind of stayed there, opened up, pushed up, hit the bottom of that channel, went right back, then jumped up to the top of the channel, opened, tried to play around in it, closed above it. Yesterday, closed right at that top of the channel, and then today opened up and pushed back up out of that. So we are definitively in this area again, the area that we like to look at, which happens to be referencing the, let me see if I can pull this down. Yep, that references the day they announced quantitative easing to the end of the day's trading quantitative easing. We're back in that area. So it's going to improve rates a little bit, not a significant amount, because it's still within the range of where we were yesterday. And I was traveling yesterday, so I didn't really get to see where the market was moving. But this payroll stuff and this jobs report and stuff is very, very interesting. It's how it is affecting the markets. So what that means for you, buy assets. There's a lot of volatility out there. Get assets. I'm here closing on another property, just closed on another one because assets. Liquidate another investment, put it right back into another asset. I could sit the cash in my accounts, but why? Because money sitting in your account could be just eroding quickly. So picking up another asset, continuing to grow my portfolio, the thing that you should be doing right now, because especially if we get any quantitative easing happening, it's going to shove the price of those homes to the roof. So if you're waiting for rates to go down, you're literally walking away from double-digit returns to try and get a slightly improved interest rate. Now, as we talked about before, the rates are being on the right side of a bond trade, and anything you lock up for a long-term asset that appreciates, that somebody else pays for, that you get to deduct on your taxes, that you can get cash flow on, that somebody else is going to carry the loan on, well, on the other side of the bond trade for a flat rate of return, as the cost of everything is going up, as the dollar is devaluing, you're on the best side of the trade. If you're waiting to get on that trade, somebody else is taking the trade. That's really what it is. Somebody else is taking the trade from you, you're screwing yourself. So if you want to know more about that, info@aaronchapman.com. Text me 602-291-3357. Let's talk about it in deeper detail on how it affects you, because it does. And it's not just you guys. You have a responsibility. If you have kids, if you have grandkids, to do some things to change the trajectory of your family. That's what I'm doing out here. I'm making some dents, and you'll be hearing about it this year because we're making some big dents in that, and I'll be sharing that with you. Also sharing it with you with another one of these that I'm working on. I'm typing it all up as I'm doing it. So appreciate you guys. Have a kick-ass 8th of May, and have a kick-ass weekend, and I will talk to you on Tuesday.